Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Last Caretaker ship tour, ship review, ship not sinking, optimizing, whatever. I don't have any more. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before my giggling starts, it actually annoyed a couple of people that are new to the channel that I laugh too much during God videos. Anyways, let's get down to business and start the changes that I've made. Yes, I finally had time to remove and optimize my ship, so with the new patch and the fact that they gave us some items and some new metrics changed, I gave another run through to everything that was in my ship, and now I am running around like a headless chicken. Headless chicken going on board. We're gonna start from this section, the frontal lobe of my ship. We gonna be seeing it from up here. Yes, I have about 8 panels, actually 9 panels in the front now. If you remember, I only had 3 at there because I left this central part empty during the other videos, and that was because I loved seeing the front of the ship. But after they added new items, I had to do a lot of quests. I made more panels on my ship so I can feed my batteries faster. I even had 3 generators there, just for producing power, because I had to send like 5 different rockets to space, so I was producing power both on my ship and Exodus station, but I removed them, and this is actually my power line. I have 4 panels here, and I have 1 more panel down there, plus a small generator that is not for energy specifically, that is for carbon dioxide, if I ever need it. Yes, this is for powering up with the panels. As you know, I do not use typhoons. Typhoons break in 24-hour game cycle, game time. So they are just a problem. Why do it? I mean, like, they give nothing. You have to repair them. These babies, you don't have to repair them ever. So these are the best. Then for the power storages, as you know, like I already had these batteries here. You can actually see, like I have 4 here, I have about 6 there, I have this one, and I have these ones. I removed the ones here because after the patch, the cables actually get mismatched and they actually get inside each other, so you have to actually redo these cables almost every time you reload the game. So I removed these so I can actually bind these together much easier and save some time. And well, as usual, if you have watched the previous video, I have 1 battery that is different from the others. These ones are all on just an equilibrium. They never directly send or store any kind of energy inside a certain one. But this one is my emergency battery, so in case I draw all of the power from inside of these and I have no electricity, this one always keeps battery in order to just feed me, myself, and I. And it is the only one that is not equalized, okay? All of the other ones are set to equalize themselves. See, now that I use power in this, they're all equalizing themselves and sending the power here. See, now they will all get filled with the energy that they're receiving from everything that's around. And, well, when it comes to power, next one is fueling, as I said before. Actually, having, let's say, Sabatier reactors, having your distiller on the ship is a very terrible bad idea because of the power consumption alone. So if your ship is not diesel hungry, it will be electricity hungry, and it's the same thing basically. You can run the ship without fuel, you cannot run it without electricity, so I would highly recommend doing this setup for your diesel and fuel. I previously only had 6 of these here, but now, as you can see, I possess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 at the corner section. And also I possess another 5 here. Yeah, so they're all connected to each other. Then this last one is actually going from the back like this. If I can I leave, please? And it is connected directly to the ship. And at the other side, we have Geronimo. These 5 that are here. I removed the 2 that was here. That was just too much. Yeah, 5 petrol is enough. And this part looks more beautiful. I like looking at it. I don't know. I like to keep things more aesthetic and pleasing than efficient, let's say. And the way I will go over the connections after I'm done, like saying everything about the things that I've put down. So wait for the lining. I will tell it when we get to the production line. This stabilizer was added to the game in this patch. What it does, if you activate it, usually the ship does this rocking thing, left, right, like this. And if you put stabilizers, the rocking and the movement of the ship ceases to exist, kinda, but not with 1. 1 is the minimum, 4 is the maximum. As I tested it out, like even 3 is the maximum. 4 is just like, yeah, so it's hardly moving, so I'm gonna put another one. So 3 is all you need. 1 is the minimum you need to have. You don't even need to have it. There's only 1 usage for this. This thing is always offline. It has 2 things. It does 2 different things for you in your ship and travels. Number 1, as you remember, like wind and the state of the condition of the weather actually affects how fast your ship goes. So when you have only 1 of that and you activate it, your ship will... if you have like ran your ship and just went like full throttle with full speed ahead, you will notice that your ship can go up to 46 to 48 kilometers per hour. If you are going, if the wind is like going forward and you're going with the wind, you can go up to 50 kilometers per hour. But as you can see, like when you're moving on stable sea, that's 44, 43 kilometers per hour. A stabilizer actually allows you to, even on harsh weather, to stay closer to that kilometer like speed at all costs. So what it provides for you is not just a stable ship, it is also better fuel consumption, but at the cost of electricity. That little fella actually eats power equal to 8 kilowatts, so it is 1 of these little babies just gone for each of these. So if you activate this, like literally you have to count this out of your power, because these things produce 8 at peak hour. It's like at 2. So when I turn this on, because this uses 8 kilowatts, it is eating 4 solar panel worth of energy out of it. And yes, these solar panels are not at 100% efficiency, by the way, because they're close to each other, and this is not peak time. But anyways, yeah, I only use it not for traveling, not for anything. I only use it in 2 locations: the rockiest, the most unstable sections of the map, Black Vein Station, and an Exodus station, because whenever you actually moor your ship to this or this oh my god, okay, or this location, if you have barrels like mine at the left or right side of your ship, the ship actually gets stuck underneath the platform if you moor it with those things to it. So before mooring your ship, if you turn on the stabilizer and then actually connect your ship and leave this online when you're there, your ship will not go under the platform. That's the only place I use it. Finito. The end of the story. Else, it is always offline. Always offline. Never turns on. I don't like it. I love electricity too much. I am not even going to look at it. At the behind, as I said, I have one of these. I have a generator for just emergency power production and carbon dioxide if I am at Exodus station. Because there I actually produce a little bit of helium with a Sabatier reactor. So I store my carbon dioxide from here to here. I also have this to back it up. And all of those go, and all of that carbon dioxide is actually stored in this little fella. And this little fella is sending it outside with this to my Exodus station. Plus this. And plus the oxygen that I make with this one. And why do I have this? It's because I make a lot of oxygen bombs. Like if you see me using these, that means that lately I have used all of my oxygen bombs, so I have not made any. I love the oxygen bomb, so that's why I have that, and plus one more tank here, just so I have enough oxygen for both sending the rocket to space and producing beautiful explosives. And that's it. Like, this is just a backup. This one is pleasure alone. So if you don't have it, well, don't have it. Who cares? Yeah, you can even turn it on and just leave it online. But, well, why? Yeah. I added one more methane tank. Like previously I only had one methane tank in there. I added another methane tank here because of Soulforce Prime and the fact that, well, too much biofuel. Yes, too much biofuel, so I turned all biofuel to helium. Methane. Sorry, not helium. Like, this is not a birthday party, and we are not filling in balloons. Where did helium even come from? Anyways, moving on. As usual, I have this thing always connected, and don't forget to connect this to your pipelines, because this sends carbon dioxide from your ship into your container. And I have this little fella, like from the previous patches here, that stores my fresh water. This sends the salt water down here, and this little fella actually turns my salt water into purified water and sends it back to the tank that is beautifully and very meaningfully stored in here. Next, inside of here, like, you cannot change anything about these, so these are just normal. I always have this one cylinder here, and, well, it's in case I need my jet ski. I removed my jet ski. I deleted it from here, because it increases your fuel consumption. And your ship also, when you're going forward, because it is heavy at that side, the ship starts to go sideways like this. Like, you're just moving the ship like this, the ship starts to go like this. So, unless you have two jet skis attached to the back of your ship, steering the ship and just leaving it on autopilot is a bad idea. So, whenever I'm traveling, I just like put the front of my ship where I want to go, and I go grab a drink, or I go and do things in the home, and when I'm there I just arrive and press a space, so I drop my anchor. So yeah, that's a big problem for me. And by the way, this is my hallmark of my whole game, the symbolic tree of life that we pursue in the, like, very front. This is completely aesthetic. I forgot to say this because I'm gonna go to the downstairs after this. I want to tell you about this. This is one of the new items that was added to the game recently. Oh god, what have I done? Oh no, what have I done? Oh, I am sorry. Please stay connected. So you don't need that much water from the other, let's say, tank here, and I did not want to like put a whole line out of there here, so I put this little moisturizer, I'm gonna call it. Dehumidifier is just not my thing. This moisturizer, because it gathers like water from the atmosphere, it will just feed this tree. This tree does not need that much of anything, so I do not want to do anything other than that. Let me feed you this. Okay, there you go. And yeah, it just feeds water to this one whenever possible. Each one of these actually holds 25 liters of water. This consumes much less than 25 each time it needs water. So this is more than enough. Like, I think you can feed at least like 4 trees with just one of this. I tested on 3. It was okay. But I think you can just push it and make 4 trees per this. So yeah, that's another thing that you can do. And let's go down the stairs. And before downstairs, yeah, and I have this little thing here as well. This actually like eats all of these, because you don't need the biomaterial from these that much at the end of the game. So I just put these here, so if I run out of diesel, this starts working and feeds diesel to my tank. And there's this thing literally called biomaterial. I store biomaterial inside the biomaterial. Yes, that's it. And let's go down the stairs so we can have a look-see at the other sections. And as I said, this is for jet ski. Okay. And then we go inside, like everything is usual. I have these two, so if I'm storing like items that I want to create later, I put created items or base materials like these. Parts, let's call them. Like parts. This is the first time I saw this, by the way. After 150 hours of gameplay. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. So I have those, and if I produce any of those and they're left over, I put them here. Because as you know, like you have two options when you right-click on something. As such. One is add missing parts to the queue, then there is add all parts to the queue. So if I press this, it will actually calculate the things inside this and only produce things that I need, and I can grab these and go, and it will craft whatever I needed there. Also, I changed the direction of the Soilforge Prime to here, so if I ever just feed anything as such to the Soilforge Prime, it will directly throw the things that it's producing inside these. So I don't need to like collect them differently. I can just do this here, and it will both collect the items that I'm getting from the Soilforge and the items that I'm getting from the recycler itself. By the way, be careful about the recycler. The recycler's power consumption has become immense, so it uses a lot more power than before, so be careful about that one. And you know this, I already will talk about that in the end. And then I have added a couple of more boxes, and I added even this little box here. I can barely move it anymore, but this fell from there, and I did not want to like relocate the items that I have in it. So I have not done anything to it. Yeah, these are my thingies, and this one is just, well, methane. Nothing much. There's the oxygen tank here. It fit very well there. I'm very proud of it, but sadly you can't see how much oxygen you have in it, but you don't need to even see it. Why would you? And then there's the carbon dioxide tank that is here, and these are all fit from the outside. And when it comes to piping, or let's say just connection of ideas to each other, I usually use a triple system, like 1, 2, 3, then this connects to another, then others connect to it, others connect to it, and others connect to it, and everything in my ship is either connected to my main battery line or it is connected to the ship itself. See, like that lane tells you where the power goes, and everything is unequalized, by the way, on my ship. So, for example, if I'm producing power here, here, or there, they all go through these batteries and into the ship. That's the basic of it. That's for power. But when it comes to fuel, I actually have a system here. These, see, like this section and the other section are connected to each other with this lane that is coming from the first barrel from the left side and the first barrel from the right side. So they both get connected here at this one. So whenever I want to refuel, I don't like take one from there and one from there. I just take this out and I connect this to my let's say binder and inside the Black Venus station. So it fills in both diesel and my petrol at the same time. And it also, if you have checked it out, it is also connected to this section. And you might ask why you have this when you have that. Like, you could have just connected this to that. No. Because, well, sometimes it happens that I want to actually take power from this one to a far place. So I take this one instead of the other one. Is there eels coming at me? Yes, I suppose. Anyways, then the line continues and goes down here. Then as you can see, like the helium, the carbon dioxide, they're all connected to this location as well. And they get connected here. Even the water comes here and the water goes there. Then all of those are connected to the ceiling of my ship and they go all the way here until here. See? The fuel is connected, the water is connected. I have at least one of those and... oh god. How did you get into that one, man? Like, this was connected to that. This is a problem that's going on with the new patch, by the way, everything getting disconnected every time you reload. Not everything, but like 70% of my lanes always get disconnected after every reload. And all of those are coming here. And remember, even though that is oxygen and this one is methane, you have to not forget that one line can carry, for example, both the oxygen, methane, and carbon dioxide. But if you are connecting it to an actual machine, you have to connect one pipe inside every resource allocation place. So you have to actually do something like this with both fuel and with the gases. So that is why I have so many cables coming in inside this one. And the reason why I have this can actually produce everything inside that exists in the game, including grenades, because I have just every resource connected to it. And these machines and everything on my ship is fed from these boxes' proximity, so I don't have any production problems. But yeah, that's in general it, I guess. And if you have any better, let's say, ideas or anything you want to say about the optimization of the ship, this is how I did things. This is how I like things. This is how I enjoy playing this game. And believe it or not, like, I've spent a lot of time thinking about what I need and what I don't need on the ship. So this has to be the most optimized your ship can be right now. And it actually looks good too. So you don't have things sticking out of the bottom of your... Oh boy. That might have been a mistake. So you don't have things sticking out of the bottom of your ship. Stay away from me, you demons, you fiends. I should start using that Lumi. Yeah. But well, consumes too much power. Electricity is God. Electricity is everything to me in this game, so I would not. Anyways, I know this is a long video, but I wanted to explain everything, why and how about my ship, because in the last previous video I actually did not explain a lot of things that exist on my deck, dock, ship, on the... You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I want to explain everything that I did to my ship and why I did it, so here you go. A lot of people do not watch it until the end, but for the people who watch, thank you for watching. Arigato gozaimashita. Appreciate it, and as always, if you have questions, ask in the comment section. I answer every single one of the questions that, or even say hi. I answer every comment. That's it. As always, thanks for the likes, thanks for the hypes, supers, memberships, and subscriptions, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, if it's nighttime, I hope you sleep like babies. And if it's daytime... what's the message today? Well, I hope your Felix does not drop inside the water. Like, that's the best thing that I can tell people these days now. Yeah, that pesky little robot. Last one I made, like, literally ran away from me. Yeah, he jumped inside the water and, like, went like this. Like this. I am not exaggerating. He moves like this inside the water. He is like 10-20 times faster when he gets inside the water. You might think he is not, but he is the jet ski. He really is the real jet ski. Anyways, this video is over. See you in the next video, fellas. See you in the next video.